You hoe, I'm gonna whoop your ass, bitch. Watch. Keep running your mouth. Watch.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so let's talk some more boxing in Saudi, because that's really the popular line of discussion in boxing right now, is that big December 23rd card in Saudi, which has a lot of notable names, a lot of notable fights. And I'll tell you this, one of the highlights of that card is going to be the return of quite possibly the most skilled fighter in boxing today. Yes, the most well-rounded fighter in boxing today. Yes, that man. The man who exposed, I can't yell because I'm outside, but, you know, exposed Canelo. That's my main man. That's our guy, Dmitry Bivol. He's returning to the ring. He's fighting Lyndon Arthur. It's going to be a hell of a fight. You know, Lyndon Arthur, he's not like a legit world champion, but he's the IBO champion. So if boxing wants to try and legitimize the IBO world title, then I guess you could say Lyndon Arthur is a legitimate world champion. But let's talk about this fight, because, you know, Lyndon Arthur is an interesting fighter. You know, I remember he had that fight with Anthony Yard back in, what was it, 2021? The first fight, and beat him with one hand, because his right hand wasn't even throwing his right hand, but beat him with a jab. Then he came back to the rematch, got absolutely destroyed and flatlined in, like, what was it, 3 rounds, and now he's the IBO champion. So a lot of people aren't giving Lyndon Arthur a chance, and they shouldn't, because when you look at everywhere around the board, Bivol on paper and skill wise is better than Lyndon Arthur. Footwork better, hand speed better, feints better, even punching power better. I mean, if Lyndon Arthur were to somehow defeat Dmitry Bivol in this fight, I think it would be one of the biggest upsets in modern boxing history. Just because when I look at skill wise, I don't really see much that Lyndon Arthur does better than Bivol. And I'm not trying to demean him. He's a good fighter. He's a credible light heavyweight, but there's levels to boxing, and I don't really see anything. His main thing that he normally has going for him in his fights is the fact that he's a long, rangy light heavyweight with an above average jab. But being long and rangy with an above average jab is not going to be enough to trouble Bivol. He's going to need to bring a lot more to the table and show something different, show a different level of quality. So I don't think he's going to beat him, but I respect him, because he's fought. He's a good light heavyweight, and he's always been a willing combatant, a willing challenger. So I can't ever behoove or demean or down a fighter that's out there trying to fight the best. So best wishes to him. I think he will lose, and lose handily, but he deserves respect more than Arthur. Now, I wanted to talk about Beterbiev and Bivol while I'm talking about this fight, because truthfully told, this fight is the road to Artur Beterbiev. And the angle I kind of wanted to take in this video as well is the fact that, you know, we know that the fight can't get done in America, because if it could get done in the USA, the promoters and the fine folks at, you know, Matchroom and Top Rank would have went ahead and made the fight, because they would have been able to be okay with whatever the financial outcome would have been, and made the fight already. But it hasn't happened. We know Beterbiev has been unified champion since 2019. Bivol's been light heavyweight champion even longer than that, and they've never been able to come to an agreement. And I don't think the promoters have really shown any ambition or incentive to make the fight. Now, the Saudi Arabian head of sport, Turki Al-Sheikh, the guy that everyone is pretty much just getting on their knees and bowing down to, and they're calling him His Excellency and all this stuff. They're going ahead and he's going ahead and he's saying that they're going to this is one of the fights that he's interested in making. And I'll tell you this, look, I do feel some type of way about boxing going to Saudi. I'm very pissed off by, you know, boxing in this country, the USA, has regressed so much, and the promoters have done such damage to the sport where, you know, a lot of fights that are good fights, you know, great fights for the hardcore boxing fan, can't even turn over a profit enough to warrant the promoters putting on the fights in a timely manner. So now, again, you got to go where the money's at. It's a business, so the money is in Saudi, and that's where they're going. And They got a guy that's willing to put up the money. Turkey Al-Sheikh has stated that Beterbiev versus Bivol is one of the top fights he wants to make. And if he wants to get me on his side at all, if he makes that fight, you know, I'll definitely be a little bit more accepting of boxing going to Saudi, because this is one of those fights that I know, if left to their own vices here in the States, as we've seen over the years, Bivol and Beterbiev would never happen. So I'm hoping next year happens, because next year is the last year, it's the last dance, it's the last call for this fight. If it doesn't happen next year, then we all need to move on, and the light heavyweight needs to move on, the division needs to move on, and Bivol and Beterbiev need to move off their careers, and that's just what it is, because they're both long in the tooth, especially Beterbiev. He's pushing 40. He's still got a fight to win. All this I'm talking about could all go up in smoke if he fights Callum Smith and Callum Smith beats him in January. But it's just one of them fights that needs to happen, because I don't like to say that many big fights are 50-50, but that's one of them fights where I feel, you know, you talk about Bivol, arguably the best, the most pure and technically sound boxer in the sport. There's no fighter in boxing that transitions from offense to defense and defense to offense so seamlessly, but he does, and he's mastered the sweet science. And you know, you got him on one side, and then you got Beterbiev, who has knocked out and stopped everything in sight. 100% knockout ratio, three belt champion, unified. You know, you hear all the crazy sparring stories about how these guys come to spar him, and he sends them all in a body bag. So you got the best boxer in the sport against the best finisher in the sport. It doesn't get much better. So listen, man, Turkey Al-Sheikh, you got one job. I don't care about none of these other fights. You got one job. Make this fight happen. You make this fight happen, then you're gonna be okay with me. You know, I'll be able to stomach boxing, big time boxing, going to Saudi a little bit more if we get fights like Beterbiev versus Bivol. Obviously, I'm still upset about the fact that, you know, Las Vegas is going to become a secondary home to big time boxing. But listen, boxing in America did it to itself when they didn't make the fights that they needed to make. And listen, it seems like everybody else is happy. Like, it seems like all the promoters are happy. You know, you got Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren being BFFs now. You got Wilder and Eddie Hearn smiling on the plane. Frank Warren looking 10 years younger, man. That Saudi money, apparently it's got anti-aging effects, because I ain't never seen Frank Warren looking so young and so vibrant and so happy and so full of life. So I guess that Saudi money will change your life and make you feel 10 years younger. But those are my thoughts on Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur, and as well as the current state of Beterbiev versus Bivol, now with Turkey Al-Sheikh saying that they're going to go ahead and try to make the fight in Saudi next year. So I'm hoping it happens. But yeah, best of luck to Lyndon Arthur, because he's going to need it. And let me know what you guys think. Do you guys give Lyndon Arthur a chance? Is there something I'm missing about Lyndon Arthur's skill set that maybe you guys see that I don't, about what he could bring to the table against Bivol? Because I just don't see it. But yeah, let me know about that. Let me know about, do you guys think that the fight happens in Saudi next year? And if it does, who are you favoring and why? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.